Okay? What other strategies can we use to collaborate? We need to alliance. We need to partner together. If America partners with Netherlands, partners with everybody around the world, Germany, Uganda, we're going to have a one common goal. We're going to be able to teach a woman back home in Uganda who is being deceived by the Judah today that there is a job in the Middle East whereby they end up being enslaved. Our women in Uganda lack the knowledge. If they knew that where they were going is not safe, I believe they wouldn't have gone there. But they cannot know unless you and I we partner together and tell them that where you're going is not necessary. You can use the little resources you have to save yourself.
Fiona, as you're winding, thank you so much. Just give a summary as you're winding. Thank you.
So, as I wind up, the women of the diaspora, it is your responsibility to liaise, to partner, to cooperate, and team up with every woman around the world to teach a woman back home in Uganda to save themselves, to know what to do, to be educated about the real world. The women are the real struggle. When a woman leaves, Uganda will be saved. Thank you very much.
Wonderful, wonderful. I love when a woman speaks. The woman speaks with the heart, not the head. So they get committed and they get very passionate. Thank you so much, Fiona, for those wonderful remarks. And one of the things, in summary, Fiona is a registered a nursing practitioner. She's got skill set. And when we talk about collaboration, what does it mean? In People Power Uganda, there were times during the election, and one of the things that we identified or we saw was the lack of first aid, basic first aid skill set. So when you speak about collaboration, when you speak about teamwork, Kampala or Uganda, we want you to be proactive. Identify those areas. We can come in, provide that training. Let's say do a workshop for just training first aid. Here in America, which I believe is the same way, we get those certifications, meaning you can do first aid, you can do, give that in time of need. So we bridge that gap. And I'm hopeful that the Kampala representatives, Honorable Nyako, you're picking points in this so that when you take back to the leader of Women League, who I believe is Honorable Flavia, so that we want to work hand in hand with Uganda. We want to empower women at all levels. It doesn't mean we have to come to the central. If you plan and have a training session in Karamoja, we will mobilize the skill of a nursing practitioner. We've got those people that have those skills. We'll travel to Uganda and provide that kind of training. So when we talk about that, it's the teamwork that we are talking about. That's the collaboration that we are talking about. So in one of the things that she's giving you is that piece of homework. So thank you. Thank you so much, Fiona, for identifying that. And with that, we have another very powerful responsibility as women. Because in your own circles as a woman, you have 20 people as opposed to a man who could have maybe 5 or less people around them. So one of the key powerful things is mobilization. And I would like to invite Harriet from Ohio, the state of Ohio, where presidents come from. Is that what?
Presidents are made or broken in Ohio.
Presidents are made or broken in Ohio. So Harriet Nanyonga oyo naba mama wange. I am biased right there. So she's going to speak about mobilization in the struggle. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, everybody. My colleagues have already covered a lot of the issues that we need to talk about. So the focus of mobilization in this case is two things. How do you recruit new people, and how do you retain the people who are in the struggle? So as a mobilizer, you have to keep constantly asking, why are my people not coming to me? Or why are my people leaving? And we found that if you look around, there is a section of women who are a little bit shy about getting involved in politics. Most of you have heard people say, politics is a dirty game. Politics is for men. Well, I'm here to state what others have said before me. In political leadership, if you're not part of the table, you are on the menu. You will be on the menu unless you get involved. So this is a call out to women who are hesitating. Please come out. You have something to give to the struggle. To the struggle, you come as you are. Who are you? What skill set do you have? What talents do you have? What resources can you tap? Once you figure that out, that's all you need. That's all you need. You don't need anything more. The rest, people will mentor you. You'll find tools that you can use. But come as you are. If you know how to cook, come and cook for the struggle. If you know how to speak, come and speak for the struggle. If you know how to dance, come and dance for the struggle. If you know how to entertain, come and entertain. If you know how to teach, come and teach. This is a call. Bring yourself as you are. We value you, you're important. So, because of the interest of time, I'll go to the critical things that we should be thinking about going forward. How can we women in the diaspora help continue to energize and support the struggle? First of all, we need to identify who we are. I see some of us, we are meeting for the first time in person or even at all. Some of us have met virtually. But we need to make the first purpose of identification. Who are we? What skill set do we have? What are our interests? Because we realize that as women, we are we have to find creative ways of engaging the woman who is hesitant. Instead of coming and say, oh, come and join you, you could say, come and join around a humanitarian cause. That is going to be our organizing, that could be our organizing principle. You know? Women will tend to care about people who are vulnerable, people who are suffering. We care about the prisoners, the sick, the hungry. So it may be easier for the person to say, I want to come and work on this issue, than to tell you, oh, I want to join you. I want to join the proper movement. So we encourage those people, and that will help build up women in all levels, from the top down. And by down, I don't mean down as down in importance. I mean at the grassroots. And then we have to recognize that also in Uganda we are operating in a situation which is compromised. We have the dictator throwing out all kinds of money or fear. So we have two challenges. How do we overcome the fear, and how do we overcome the tendency to be compromised? I think it may happen that at the time of recruitment, we need to pay a little bit more attention to what is motivating people to get involved. You'd rather go and work harder to recruit somebody who's trying to find a solution to a problem, rather than someone who's trying to build themselves up. Build themselves up, because if somebody is focused on building themselves up, they'll tend to go astray at the slightest chance that they get. And then the other part of it, I'm trying to go through this very quickly. We have to continue as women in the diaspora. We have to look for the partners, partner organizations, partner like what they say, skill sets. Who do you know? How can they be useful? That's a role we can play. And then we communicate it to the people around the common cause. And we can do things like training, mobilization, what others have mentioned. And especially we have to do things on focus. The party or the movement has already organized and identified values for us. Values of discipline, values of integrity, values of service, values of fidelity, values of inclusivity, and values of reliability. Those are the things that should bind us together. And it would be very remiss if we did not recognize the key mobilization that is going on around at the moment, that is headed by Chairman Nyanzi, the Kunga movement. So as you say, Kunga Uganda, maybe we should say Kunga for human health, Kunga for food security, Kunga for better children. Thank you very much.
So there's a guidance right here. But thank you, Harry, for such a great submission. And I want to say one of the things that she has mentioned that was very critical in my home state in Minnesota. It is predominantly in our state. But what did I do when I realized there was a gap and a need to help the people in Uganda? So I reached out to my community and drafted out an email blast that was focusing more on the humanitarian function. All I did was remove anything NUP, anything people power, because not everybody wants to associate themselves with a political party for various reasons. And with that, we were able to mobilize using that tool. So one of the things I want to, as a takeaway for the audience, look for those tools, look for those small pieces that you can use as a mobilizing tool to bring more people in the struggle. So it is critical, and that is a gift for a woman. A man does not think the way we do. So utilize that. I would want to encourage and empower you all to focus into that line. I'm going to pause for one quick minute. I know every one of us is hungry, so I want the official from the event planner to give us a brief on what is going to happen with food. Thank you.
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. So for the lunch, we are going to have a snack, which is really being prepared at the moment. We are going to pass bags to everyone. Everything is packed inside. So we are going to put it on every table. You don't need to get up and go behind there. But time for dinner, we are going to have a buffet. That's when everybody will have to go behind and serve yourselves. So for now, everything is going to find you wherever you're seated. You don't need to get up. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Right now, we have a very wonderful young lady, Honorable Nakwede. You're most welcome. This is a lady that, when she contested for her area, she touched all of us. And as women, she looked so vulnerable. And one of the things, and I'm really happy that she made it to this trip, it's very significant, and it brings in value to what we are discussing today. So I would want you to share your story, so we hear it from your mouth, what it means for a young woman like you to contest for a leadership role and the challenges and the takeaways. What can we do as the women in diaspora in support of what you do best? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Evelyn. Good afternoon, colleagues. I want to recognize the presence of our leaders over there. My name is Harriet. Now, when we came here, we found we have very many Harriets. So we began giving ourselves numbers, and then we made the number 2 after her. So she's seated right here with me. My story is a bit long, but it began on the day I was admitted on government sponsorship at the university. I leaving many of my friends behind because they could not afford to go to Makerere, our private sponsorship, because of the lack of finances. When I was there, I just said, we have missed out on very many things. We have missed better health services because the affordable is not of quality. We have missed on better education because the affordable is not of quality. So I made up my mind and said, once I finish university, the first thing that I'll do is to go and chase the dictator. I always tell my friends that you might have realized late that Museveni was not taking us anywhere. But for me, I realized this the very time I went to Makerere, and I was like, once I come out of there, my first move will be that. So when I came out of Makerere, I said, let me first put my degree there, and then come down to fight for the people who cannot afford things of expensive things. But when I was making up my mind to join, I didn't even know I was going to contest. I thought I would just go out to their campaign, but we must remove the dictator and bring a person who can mind about the welfare of the people of Uganda. I contested. Incidentally, I was given a flag and I was told, you can make it. So when I was told I can make it, I can contest and win elections because I was there and I offered myself, my journey started. But you're beginning right from Makerere and you pass from a humble background where finances are not there, but you find yourself there. I will go and shake. I will go and talk. People will listen. When I win, I will win. If I don't win, my voice will have gone down there and touch someone for change. In 2016, I offered myself for the woman representative at the district. But I want to say something first, that we have positions in Uganda that are affirmative, and we also have others that are open. But just because the lack of resources, finances, like she said, we have chosen to fear contesting alongside men. One of the reasons could have been we do not have just like they do. And now this has, people have taken it to be positions for men. This is when you hear a gentleman introducing himself. When a woman says, I'm the district woman councillor, the man comes and says, I'm the male councillor. And then you're like, wow, we do not have those positions here. But women have shied away because maybe they think they cannot contest with a man. I went there as a district woman councillor. Even when I wanted to contest with a man, they said, no women from your side, just go for Chinechi. So in the generations I contested for woman member of parliament, still an affirmative action position. But of course we will read the factors of the remake, which I can't go in now because of time. And now Kayuga district experienced the death of a chairman. It's so interesting that a young man who could not walk without a walking support stick left his walking stick in the bedroom, went and climbed a tree and committed suicide with very clean hands and a clean counsel that you could not even sense someone climbed a tree. But the news, the report from the hospital and the propagandists, the NRM propagandists and bloggers was that the old man had committed suicide. So this set us for a by-election. which by election as a woman, knowing that I have no limit just because I'm a woman, I said I'll go for the flag. But the unfortunate part of it is that when people are fighting us as women, even fellow women fight. This is when you hear a woman say, she cannot be because she's what? She is a woman. Okay, we don't have to give her flag because she's a woman. The flag can better go for a man, to a man. When I was a counselor, I happened to be a minister for education, and the testimonies were out there. Harriet, when she was minister of education, she did wonders. Even when people knew, because education employs the biggest number of people at the district, and it covers many, many people, so there are very many stakeholders. Then when they said I couldn't manage, I was like, but the evidence is when I was minister of education, I made wonders. What you say I can't be chairperson? Okay? Now, we went. And you would have said, I'm still talking about NUP now, that even the women, amongst us the women, we should come up and believe in ourselves. We should come out and empower the women. There is nothing that a woman can do just because she's a woman. There is a man who said, you're a woman, you can't be chair. They even say chairman, and everyone is like, because it's a man at the end, then this has to be what? Has to be a man. Now someone said I cannot be because I'm a woman. Then I was like, have you ever gone to the labor and given birth? The man was like, oh, I fear. Then I was like, he's a CBT. I told them, me, I don't fear. I've been there not once, not twice, not thrice. With all the pain that you fear, me, I have gone there not once, not twice, but more than almost thrice. So, if I can do what you cannot do, and I'm a woman, it means I can be chair of a district and I make wonders. Now, the dictator comes in. Just like she said, we don't have resources. You are going in a contest with no resources as a woman, and the regime is carrying a treasury of a country to where you are. Okay? So money is everywhere. The unfortunate part of it is that the regime has continuously used the women to fight for women. If you were watching very well, it was the Prime Minister, Honorable Nabanji, coming to make all allegations. If you want to bring a woman down, just count how many lovers she has had. They will even give you the many you don't. She married this one, she married the other, she married the other. And what they want is once you hear they have said all that, you come down and say, I've broken down and I'm not continuing. But for me, I just tell every woman, whatever is not true shouldn't make you feel bad unless you're guilty. If they say you've married 10 men because they want to tarnish your image, they want to tarnish your name, and you're innocent, just move forward and say, I have not married. I shall not even mention. Just continue doing what you are supposed to do. In the elections, whatever happened. I'm happy that you were seeing everything. When I was interacting with men of us here, everyone was saying, we watched everything. So I don't want to go so much in all the details. We were brutally beaten. When our president was denied an opportunity to go to Kayunga, I don't even think whether it was an opportunity. My chief campaigner was there, Honorable Nyazi. So they said, no, you cannot be there. Then when the Museveni was coming, we were told not to go out and campaign. And we said, no, we are supposed to be here because we are candidates. Okay, I'm a candidate and I'm supposed to go out and campaign. Even when we were beaten, I felt so bad afterwards that it were women saying, no, she's looking for sympathy. She is looking for sympathy. She was not beaten. So we went in the race. About 5 or 4 of us were allowed in the study center. But no men were just standing around you because they know once the returning officer reads something which is not true, as you want to jump and maybe tell her, and no, she's also a woman, as you want to go and tell her what you're reading is not true, everyone, all the police officers are surrounding you. Now, as women, we have to believe in ourselves. As long as the woman is on the right track, there is no reason as to why you should not support her. For me, I sometimes even go to the extreme. I just say, is this person on agenda? Is the agenda pro-people? And as long as it is, we need to give them all the support that they deserve. I'm happy that we're talking about collaboration here. As a woman who enjoyed politics when I'm young, without finances, there are women who are rotting in their houses. Once you go out to contest, your name becomes big. So there are very many women out there that we have to go and look for and try to go to the women in the diaspora just to give them confidence, and at the end of the day, they can move straight to the struggle until it reaches.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You may have noticed I gave Harriet an extra 4 minutes because her story is powerful, and I didn't want to interrupt that experience. So thank you, Harriet, for that sharing your experiences with what you went through. And with that, I would want to invite Dr. Lena. She's going to close the women talk today with a bang. So take on the floor.
People power. Power, power.
People power.
Kunga. Amsterdam kunga.
Kunga.
Kunga bachara kunga. Kunga women kunga. Kunga the mothers kunga. Kunga our sisters kunga. Yes, each time a woman stands up for herself without knowing it, possibly even without claiming it, she stands for all the women. I want to acknowledge in a special way Dorothy, my sister from Boston. She doesn't know, she stood for all of us. Molly, she's not here present. And many of you inspired, you stood with and for us. Angela Meyer one time said that women are eagles. Women are eagles and not parrots. The late Mwalimu Nyerere, the president then of Tanzania, stated, and has a book actually, we all need to read that book. Mwalimu Nyerere, while he was still in the university, wrote a book, and it is entitled, Women Are Eagles and Not Chicken. With due respect and full acknowledgement of our the chairperson of Women's League, Honorable Flavia Nawagabe Kalule, the woman member of Parliament Kasanda, she is really very ably delivering on that assignment as the chairperson of Women's League. And we had Deputy Rahma Juma. We anchor all these conversations, especially under advocacy, to these two great women and also the regional representatives. In advocacy, we are pitching an organized effort to rally our support, to rally our participation in a very meaningful way, to rally all our efforts together, whether it's about skilling, whether it's about participating together to support a woman in a specific way or space, or about documenting this reality. For example, I was asking, why is Nakwede, Honorable Nakwede's story not yet documented as a bio? You know, it's amazing. It's very amazing. So we need to be going into that. So in our efforts for public support, Kunga Uganda, during, with our able secretary for mobilization here present, we are asking that yes, we want to be coordinated. Yes, we want to be visible. Yes, we want our voices linked, not in a disorganized, isolated manner, but in a systematic, deliberate. We don't want to participate by accident. We don't want to participate reactionary. We want to plan and be in charge of this organizing, of this advocacy. We want to link the efforts, the women's participation, political participation, in a unique manner. So the grassroots in Nemi, in Kakoja, in Kamwenge, in Hoima, in Kayumba, to the national, then the national very solidly as provided under our constitution, by the way, the National Unity Platform Party constitution, every provides for our participation. So it's not a favor we're doing. It is a right we are starting. At the national level, at the diaspora level, the different diaspora chapters, you need to come up very strong. We need to lead the women in meaningful participation in action. We need to lead it. And we need to have time frames in doing that, because even the Constitution, Article 38, provides for that, the amended Constitution of the Republic of Uganda. And gender equality under the new Constitution, Article 4, sub-Article 4, stipulates that among the national objectives for our existence and our governance, none shall seek the mandate of the people of Uganda to govern the country and work for the following core issues under F. Gender equality. It is our right, it is protected under the new constitution, and so let us organize, and deliver, because at the center of any successful revolution, they are women. Thank you.
Dr. Lina, I love you. I love your passion, and I love your explicit, straight to the point. You don't meander. Thank you so much. So with that, I want to open up. We have only 3 minutes. So from the public, some questions so that we can be able to wrap up this. Nico, any questions from the public that you want us to address? Dr. Almari is right there.
Hello. So just thank you for the Women Power presenting. It's this one lady, maybe you all know her from Uganda's leading, Dorcas. And this every time I see Dorcas on screen, she is the representation of people power. Every time instead of waiting for our leaders to save us, when I see Dorcas, I see that she has just become Uganda. She has stand up, she has become the leader herself that is needed for people power. She's not waiting for anybody, she's just taking power. She's standing there, she's mobilizing others to move. So how can we create more Dorcases? I see five inspirational women leaders already there. But what about after this conference, organization? How organized are you? Are you already mobilized here? Do you know each other? Are you together in cells, thinking about how to increase women power? What about the mentorship you're talking about? Should we, in the same for the training, we can also really focus on the women empowerment. And it's one more region that really inspires me, Sudan. Or just only Sudan was 40% was women leading the struggle. I think it's also a big difference with the leading of women or men leading the struggle. Men, they tend to fall within the politics, within the power structures, within the tricks. While women, they focus on people themselves, really people power. And the women, they are also not minding anything about just standing up for the people, being creative, finding new ways, new tactics, and And that's exactly what we need after this conference. So I will encourage you to really give the power to the women. But also if you are not given that power, to take it by yourself.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
In the interest of time, I'm not going to open that question to the panelists. I would say that after this conference, the objective here, our takeaway is we are going to create an organization that will partner with Women League Uganda, Kampala, specifically AUP. So we are going to, it's not going to stop here. As you've seen, the panelists and myself, we are doers. We do not talk. So one of the beauty when people power comes in and identifies the women, we will move forward. And thank you for acknowledging Dorcas. She does great. That's why all women here, please reach out to any of the panelists here today. Give them your number. Let's collaborate. Let's speak and figure out how we can move forward. Thank you. One last question before we wrap up.
Yes, then we have our Zimbabwean comrades.
I just wanted to say, I think we mentioned the toilet already with Honorable Harriet, and I had to say to her, look, I need to talk to you after. Because, you know, women, and young women at that, the hurdles that they have to go through to stand up and to speak up and to say, I'm going to take my place in politics. I have something to say, I have something to do. It's so important, but it's so difficult. And I think we need to catalog the stories with the idea of bringing up more women. We need to make politics and women in politics beautiful and powerful again, so that the younger generation are inspired to do so as well. Because as things stand, I'm sure you had the same struggle where you say to your parents, I'm going to start doing politics, and if you're a woman, they'll be like, what? Why are you doing that? That is the worst thing that a woman can do. So we must catalog the stories. I echo that voice. We must record your biographies. There are women, young women in politics in Zimbabwe that have gone through exactly the same struggles that you've said. And together we need to bring back the beauty in women in politics. Thank you.
Thank you for that submission. And with that, we wrap up this session. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ladies. That was so beautiful to have 5 of you here. So another round of applause for our 5, 6 fantastic ladies. And then for our next panel, we'll have some mostly gentlemen. I would like to invite to the stage our coordinator of entertainment, Vivian Lee. And Honorable Derek, please. And
Thank you so much, Comrade Nico, and one word, what an inspiration these ladies are. I have first-hand experience of the lady referred to, Dorcas. She works in the Uganda leading team. I call her my boss. She is driven, she's determined, and she's focused. But a really interesting thing, I'd like to recognize the presence of JL. JL is here. So when I joined the Uganda's leading team was just a group of people like you guys sitting on that table. We came together and we wanted to start doing something because we felt there was a need to get people involved at the time when there was disillusion in the Solar election, and we thought we could make a difference. So Jael was one of the people, and I was in the team with 6 ladies. Okay? People have moved on and done different things, but the essence of it is that women in the struggle are instrumental in developing some of the things that are delivering the results as